Hello, and welcome to We Built This White Lake. My name is Amy Van Loon. I'm the Executive Director of the White Lake Area Chamber of Commerce, and I am your host of We Built This White Lake. This is a series of podcasts that we will be doing, and I will be interviewing individuals and business owners in our community that have left an impact and have a history of where they came from and where they are today. Today we have with us Brad Van Bergen from Winberg Construction. Welcome, Brad.
Thank you, Amy.
Great to have you here. And I am going to be asking you some questions and asking you to share a little bit about your business and where you came from. So go ahead and take it away. Tell us a little bit about Winberg Construction.
Well, thank you, Amy. And thank you, everything the Chamber does. I mean, you've really grown our community and you've been a big part of it.
Thanks. Thank you.
And I still remember hiring you. So that's wonderful. It's one of the best moves we made in White Lake.
Aw, well, thank you for that.
Winberg Construction. First of all, the name, it gets confusing a lot of time because my last name is Van Bergen.
Sure.
And people go, is it Van Bergen Construction or Brad Winberg, or how do they do that?
Okay.
Well, I didn't want to trash my parents, so in case things went wrong. So I took Erica's, my wife's, half of her name and half of my last name. And so that's where Winberg came from.
I never knew that.
So that's a little tidbit for everybody out there to go, how do you come up with Winberg Construction?
Okay.
Winsenberg, Van Bergen, cut and paste, and it worked.
Love it. I did not know that.
So that's how that happened. And we're a full service construction company. We do construction management, general contracting, design build, a little bit of everything. When you're in a small community, you have to be, flexible to do small projects, yet complex enough to do larger projects. And I think that we have the ability to do both. And we're so happy, actually, to be in our White Lake community. And I never thought we could do what we do in the community that we live in.
Nice. Throwing you a curveball just a little bit because I didn't tell you about this question, but what's the favorite part about the scope of business that you do?
My favorite part is the interaction.
Mm-hmm.
And, we start a project with clients, but we end a project being friends. Mm-hmm. And I think that's probably, we've got so many friends now that we've, developed relationships with along the lakeshore. A lot of the folks that come from out of town and build places along the lake, they become lifelong friends. Mm-hmm. And our businesses that we develop around here, it's not just a project. To us, it isn't here. It's more of, it's personal. Mm-hmm. So I think that's probably one of my biggest takeaways from being in business is that we develop those relationships.
Love it. That's great. I think that's a wonderful foundation for any business. Share with our listeners a little bit about where you came from. How did it all start?
Well, I'm a Montague boy.
Okay.
I grew up here, and I wanted to play Major League Baseball. So I thought, I'll never be back here. Well, the good Lord gave me some talent, but not enough talent to make it to the big leagues. And so I was very fortunate to play baseball in college, which I ended up getting a construction management degree. Okay. And a lot of it had to do with my dad steering me in the right direction.
Nice. All right.
But it also sent me to play 1 year of minor league baseball with some local talent around here we have we just grow baseball players around this community. But so I went and I was able to meet my wife. And so the good Lord had a plan for me, and I met Erica, who's also part of our business, and she grounds me. Mm-hmm. But I was able to do that. But growing up Montague, they always taught us, strive for the best and be the best. And, you're thinking, oh, I got to go live in New York or Chicago, or why would you want to live anywhere else? Mm-hmm. This is awesome here. And I am so blessed to be able to live. I live in Whitehall now. Mm-hmm. Our business is in Montague. Okay. I'm a true White Laker.
All right.
So we support both sides of the river wholeheartedly. And, I'm just so blessed to do that here. Mm-hmm. But, being born and raised here, I think that we're grounded with core values that you don't get in a lot of places. And we've tried to share that through our business.
So some may say that you bleed both blue and red then, right?
I'm purple.
Okay. All right. There you go. How many years for Winberg Construction?
27 years this month.
Wow. Okay.
I didn't think I was that old.
Uh-huh.
But
All right.
it did happen, and we're so fortunate.
Because some not such great times at times, right? We looked at the recession and such. What have been some of those hurdles for Winberg Construction?
Well, the downturn, 2008, 9, 10, rebounding, we had to really adapt our business to try and figure out how we're going to survive and what we're going to do, and we had a lot of heartburn during that time, and I think that was actually a changing point in how we did our business.
Okay.
And you look back and you go, that was horrible times. But you know what? We learned so much, and we grew so much from that time. It made us a better contractor. It made us better business people. I grew personally. You look back and you go, oh, I don't want that again. But we actually became a better company because of the downturn.
And I remember, I think you had, you had served on my board of directors, and during that window of time, we had some pretty tough conversations, you and I, just about, what you were experiencing and trying to be innovative in your own industry.
Yeah, it was, to be honest, I thought we were going to go out of business. It's like, so we had to we reinvented how we did things, and it was hard, but it was almost a blessing, because now I look back and I'll never forget it. And it's something that I always, fall back on and go, we're going to survive. We're going to persevere. We're going to do this. And, when COVID hit and these other things, it's like, we'll get through this.
Yeah.
We'll just figure out a way we can meander and make it happen. So,
yeah. So with that, what are some of those victories that you did experience in the past 27 years?
Well, probably one of the biggest victories was finally, we started our business 27 years ago, and I look back, I was a pretty young man, and I was energetic, and I had all this, and I had all the answers. Now I look back and go, God, they hired that kid. But so we're very blessed, and I want to take a shout out to Rick and Holly Hughes, because when I was 25 years old and started this business, they gave me the opportunity to build their projects.
Okay.
When a lot of people questioned probably maybe my knowledge and experience, things like that. So they were huge proponents of us. And I want to thank you to both of them.
Nice.
We train our kids to do the best they can be here at Montague and Whitehall schools. Yet sometimes they get overlooked when they move back. And I think that's changed a little bit, and some of that. But, I think some of the hurdles were we were overlooked for some of the signature projects in town. But now I have gray hair, so I've become a little more recognizable in the community of we've went through our successes and failures, so I know.
Yeah. They call that seasoned.
Seasoned.
Yeah.
Very salt and peppered. But so I think, we've overcome we've got a great team. We've got a lot of talent, and we're experienced enough to do pretty much anything. And we've done so many diverse projects, from residential to commercial. We've done a lot of the school work. We did the Whitehall schools and the last bond issue, the VAC Center, which the community can see, and it's just a wonderful place. We're currently working on the new competition gym and the bond issue for Montague. The Playhouse. I mean, what a cool project.
Yeah.
And how that turned out, and we're very thankful that they entrusted us to do that. And we worked closely with the director, Beth, and there was a lot of things that, that turned out to be a build and design from where it is, and it turned out fabulous. And I got to drive by it every day on my way to work. As I drive down Colby and Water and through the community, I get to see a lot of what we have done and built. We're sitting at CatchMark Studios right now, which I renovated the first time for Hunt's Do It Center, and we did a renovation now for CatchMark, and they're a great community member too. And it's just great when you drive through town and say, "Oh, we did that," or maybe someday our grandkids will say that.
Absolutely. And you have just in these few minutes rattled off some real gems in our community. We too are really proud of the VAC Center and the Playhouse. And I think folks would be surprised at the little touches here and there and that impact of Winberg construction. So you've already listed several of how you have impacted our community.
Yeah, no, and you don't think about it, but over time they pile up. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And one of the latest projects we did, we worked with the city and helped them. They came to me and said, we were going to do this splash pad, but it was a little more complex than they thought. Okay. And I looked at the drawings and go, oh, there is a lot more going on here. Mm-hmm. And so we helped work with Brian Armstrong at the city. And I tell you what, you drive by, it's nothing but smiles when you see all those kids out there. It's like, we should have put 2 of them in.
Oh, uh-huh. No, it's a great added asset to our community for sure.
And things like that, when we can give back. And it's not just us. There was other contractors that devoted time and helped. And, we just put the ask out there, maybe a little pressure on help because everybody's busy.
And there is a heavy networking going on, and it is that business to business. It sounds like when you are doing some of your projects, you do reach out to those local contractors.
Yes, we try and stay as local as possible. Mm-hmm. And one of the reasons is the local people here give back to the schools and donate to the community events. And when we overlook them, they don't have the wherewithal and the finances to give back to the community. And so it's twofold. A lot of people don't really think about that part, but it's the people here that give here. The people that come from Grand Rapids or Lansing to do work, they do the work and they leave. They don't have a long-lasting impact here in town where I think, the local contractors do.
How about looking forward? What do you, if you were to forecast some of those projects and things going on in the community, some things coming down the pike?
Yeah, we have quite a few things.
Okay.
Going on right now. We're doing actually more residential than I thought we would be doing. Okay. I really do enjoy it, and the interaction with our clients. And we also still have quite a bit of the commercial and industrial work going on. Right. A lot of it's design build. Some of it I'm not at liberty to say right now.
No, that's okay. But this gives us a little bit of a tease, if you will, or something for the community to look at.
I can tease on one thing, though. Okay. It just came out on M Live today.
All right.
We're part of this development here at the old Pinhead site. It's going to be awesome. Developing that into apartments, some business, and hopefully we're going to get another restaurant venue.
All right, very good. So that's right there on Lake Street, right by Goodrich Park, just adjacent to downtown Whitehall. Another wonderful added addition to our community. So great. Any parting message for our viewers and listeners?
Well, I'd like to thank our community and everything that we do. And we're so blessed to be able to, work and live in this community. I mean, it doesn't matter what season it is. It's always a great season. And, and one thing that we did talk about at the last chamber event, growing up in Montague and living in Whitehall, sometimes, some of the people you defected to Whitehall. Well, I didn't. I impact both Montague and Whitehall in different ways. And when I was in high school, and a lot of people relate to this, the Montague-Whitehall rivalry, was very big. Okay. It still is. Yeah. But the river that everybody says divides us, really unites us. The bridge connects us. So I think that truly is becoming more and more.
I love it. Yeah. The chamber is so going to steal that tagline somewhere down the road, because you're right. It's a visual that the river, it does divide the two cities, but it's the bridge that connects us. And we are very fortunate. With that, we're heading into spring. You still have a love for the game, and you follow baseball pretty closely?
I do. Baseball was a passion I still play with in the men's senior league. I mean,
all right. Okay.
older, and we play, we play in the summer in Grand Rapids, and we take a team to Phoenix every year
Okay.
and play in the Men's Senior World Series.
That's great.
And we've won it a few years, and we've won the championship quite a few years. It's pretty amazing that we have local talent that can go do that. And I mean, we're slower and older, and it's what it is. And I'm still a part of the Whitehall baseball program.
Okay.
I'm helping out there. So
great. Hey, thanks for joining us today and sharing. Also, thank you to our viewers and our listeners. We appreciate you chiming in and hearing a little bit about Winberg Construction. With that, I will go ahead and sign off and look forward to future episodes of We Built This White Lake. Have a great week.